Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Bree Ogletree. I am a habit-based virtual trainer teaching people how to fit fitness into their unique lifestyle so that they can achieve and maintain their fitness goals long term. Today, we're talking all about equipment and what equipment to invest in if you're looking to start a home gym. So this is great for people who are just getting started with their weight training journey. They're leaning towards home workouts. And this is also great for people who just want a home training option. So this is going to be the equipment that I recommend for starting a home gym. This is just the basics to get started. Before we get started, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more fitness education videos just like this. If you're listening on the podcast, be sure to also subscribe if you would like the audio version. I did create a free resource guide for today's episode with links to everything that I'm going to talk about today so that you can go and view and decide which products are right for you in getting started in building your home gym. All right, so the very first piece of equipment that I'm going to recommend for starting your home gym is going to be a fitness or a yoga mat. A yoga mat or a fitness mat is going to be great for floor exercises. It's going to be great for creating a non-slip surface so that you're staying safe while you are lifting and training. It's a nicer surface to lay on than the hard floor or your carpet. It's also going to help keep your floors cleaner if you're sweating or if you're wearing your shoes in the house. This is a great piece of equipment to have. It's also great for using as cushion for your knees. Say you're doing an exercise on your knees, it's great to fold up and use as a cushion when you're doing so. The option that I'm recommending in this video is an Amazon Basics yoga mat, fitness mat. But there are cheaper options out there, honestly. But this is going to be one of the cheaper versions that you can find online. I found my yoga mat at Five Below, so it was $5. But so there are cheaper options out there. Like I said, you could probably, go to a store like a Five Below and get something cheaper. But just for convenience, I'm recommending the Amazon Basics. It's a basic yoga mat, non-slip, pretty much everything you need in a mat to get started. The next piece of equipment I'm going to recommend is shoes. So what types of shoes are you using when you're doing something like a lifting workout? So for shoes for a weightlifting or a cross training type workout where you're doing multiple different movements and multiple different planes of motion, we want to have a shoe that actually has less cushion. And the reason for that is because we want to create more contact or better contact with the ground, and we want to have more surface area available on our foot in order to create a more stable base when we are doing something like weightlifting. So I actually recommend a shoe that has less cushion and is designed for things like weight training, weightlifting, or cross training where you're doing different types of movement. At home, you can always get started with just training barefoot. I definitely train barefoot when I'm working out at home. I have better contact with the ground, and I feel stronger and better overall when I am able to work out barefoot. I don't recommend it in a gym because, of course, germs, and usually they require you to wear some type of sneaker or shoe, closed-toed shoe when you're in the weight training area or the weightlifting area. So you could start barefoot at home. But the shoe that I recommend that I actually recently just started using is called Zero. It's called the Zero shoe. They have all different varieties of shoes, but they have a specific cross training shoe that has a flat sole so that you can create better contact with the ground when you're lifting. And it also has what's called a wider toe box. So a lot of shoes on the market now tend to crush or push our toes together when our toes are actually supposed to be able to expand. So when you're lifting, you want your toes to be able to spread. So again, that you can create better contact with the floor during your lifts. So this shoe is definitely going to help you do that. The shoe that I have right now is called the Zero Shoe 360. I have the women's version, obviously, but I'm pretty sure that they have a men's version as well. And I've been using it for several weeks now, probably 3 to 4 weeks at this point. I love this shoe. I use it for all of my lifting. That's the shoe that I wear to the gym. But you can definitely try this out at home if you prefer to train in shoes and not barefoot. It has a nice flat sole, wide toe box, so my feet have plenty of space to spread out and create contact with the ground in order to get produce good force, and lift with good mechanics. Of course, this is just one recommendation. There's other shoe options out there, but I would look for things like having a flat sole and having a wider toe box so that you can spread your toes and have more contact with the ground for your lifting. I also like this cross trainer shoe as well because it does come with an extra insert of cushion. So if you want to go running, for example, and you want a little extra support while you're running, you can put that insert in and it'll provide a little bit extra cushion for during your runs as well. I would definitely recommend staying away from a running shoe because again, they're going to have more cushion in the sole and they're really designed to help with shock absorption for things like for running. For weight training, you definitely want something that's flatter, that's going to help you create a stable base and create good contact with the ground so that you can produce optimal force in your lifts. Okay, moving on. The next piece of equipment that I'm going to recommend for starting your home gym is going to be resistance bands. So there's 3 types of resistance bands that I'm going to go over today. You can pick and choose which ones depending on, the types of workouts that you're doing, but they're all low cost, they're all lightweight, and I use all 3 of them. I think they're all worth the investment. They're going to be lower cost than, buying traditional dumbbells and kettlebells, things like that. So if you're on a budget, this is a great place to start. Band workouts are a great place to start. But overall, I do recommend them for a home training option. I also like them because they're very versatile. There's tons of different exercises that you can do with bands, regardless of the type of band that you choose to get. Again, a great home training option. They don't take up a lot of space as well, so that's good for the home as well. The first type of band is going to be your mini band. So these are the mini loop bands that you can put around your ankles, your knees, your arms to do things like, squats, hip thrusts, resistance band push-ups. These bands are very low cost and they will add a good amount of intensity to your exercises. So the option that I have for today is going to be found on Amazon. I did provide a link for that, but these are, again, very cheap. I use them for warm-ups. I use them to add intensity to things like squats, hip thrusts, things for glute training. I really love to use them for, and mobility warm-ups. They can also be used for upper body exercises as well. My next recommendation is going to be the larger loop bands or the larger circular bands. And I love these for things like squats, again, deadlifts. You can use them for deadlifts. You can use them for bent over rows. You can do a variety of exercises with just the big giant loop bands. They're also good for if you do have a pull-up bar at home. They're good for helping assist with pull-up training, and they're very durable as well. They're lightweight. You can fold them up, store them, pretty easily. So that's the next option. The option that I have on Amazon for this one and the mini loop bands has a variety of intensities that the pack comes with. If you're just getting started, you could start with the lighter bands and then work your way up to the heavier bands. So they definitely are great for progression and adding resistance as you get stronger. The last band option is going to be braided two bands. I really like the braided ones because I feel like the regular two bands are kind of a little flimsy. I did used to have a set off of Amazon, but I just found that they were really flimsy, and I was always concerned that they would just snap at any point. But the braided two bands that I recommend are a lot more durable, and I don't personally have a set myself, but I've used them at the gym. And I really like them a lot. They're great, again, for a variety of exercises. These bands have handles so that you can anchor them to something like a door, and you can do things like rows and shoulder presses, things like that. You can do them with the larger circular bands as well, but having the handles is a nice add as well to resistance band workouts. Now, out of all 3 of these, I would definitely recommend getting the mini bands for warm-ups and for glute exercises and to add some intensity to your exercises, and they're very low cost. But I don't think that you need to get both the circular bands and the braided two bands. I would just say pick one of the two and invest in one of those 2 options. This is all about just getting started. So that's what I recommend. I recommend the mini bands and then one of the large, either the large circular two bands or the Braided Two Bands. Okay, next we're going to talk about actual weights. We're going to talk about dumbbells and kettlebells. Can you get away with just using resistance bands at home for your workout? Absolutely. Absolutely you can. But this is for my people who really want to start building strength outside of just body weight workouts, and they want to use traditional, dumbbells and kettlebells. Now for this, I grouped them together because I don't feel like you need both. You can of course invest in both if you'd like to, but if you're just getting started, you're looking for something budget friendly, I would say pick one or the other. And whether you're investing in dumbbells or kettlebells, my recommendation is to start, if you're just getting started, so if you're a lifting beginner, start with a light pair and a medium pair. So 2 different weight selections to get started with your workouts. So either 2 pairs of dumbbells or 2 kettlebell weights. As you get stronger, you can gradually add to your collection if that's the way you want to go. So these are the traditional dumbbell and kettlebell pieces of equipment. For dumbbells, I definitely recommend the Hex dumbbells. I like the Hex version of the dumbbells because they're very durable. They're made with a good quality rubber and they're not going to roll around everywhere. So there are like some circular options out there. These are going to be more sturdy for, floor exercises, putting them down in general. They're not going to roll all over the place. So that's what I recommend if you're going to go and get pairs of dumbbells. For kettlebells, I also have an option on there as well. So if you're looking to buy new, you can definitely check out the link below. But again, just make sure you're getting at least 2 different sets, 1 lighter pair, 1 heavier pair, so that you can do upper body and lower body exercises with your equipment. The next type of equipment that I'm going to recommend when it comes to kettlebells or dumbbells, in lieu of getting, different pairs and sets of kettlebells and dumbbells, which tends to be on the pricier side, I would recommend getting a stackable option. So they make stackable kettlebells and they also make stackable dumbbells. The kettlebell that I recommend, that one of my clients actually uses right now, is the Bowflex. It goes up to 40 pounds. And it's all condensed into 1 kettlebell. So you can change the weights. I think it goes from 8 pounds to 40 pounds, and you can change the weights according to the exercises that you're doing. I think that it is a great option for home because number one, it's very compact, so it's not taking up a lot of space. You don't have all these varying dumbbells all over the place. It's just 1 dumbbell and you can, work from 8 pounds all the way up to 40 pounds, which I love. You can use it for a variety of exercises. So you can switch, do a heavier lower body workout or lower body exercises, and you can also do lighter upper body movements, upper body exercises with the same piece of equipment. For your dumbbell stackable option, my recommendation is the Core Fitness stackable or adjustable dumbbells. And this can be found on Amazon as well. I like this dumbbell option because it gives you a variety of weights starting from 5 all the way up to 50 pounds per dumbbell. And you get a pair. So I think it's extremely cost effective. You can work up in increments of 5, which is why I also like this pair of dumbbells. And again, you could do a variety of exercises, upper body and lower body, with the same piece of equipment. It's super compact. And I think that's really great for the home. If I had to choose between the 2, the traditional dumbbell kettlebell situation or the stackable options, I would definitely go with the stackable option. Again, it's going to be more cost efficient, more space efficient. You're going to be able to get in a variety of different types of exercises, both upper, lower body, core, and you can switch out the weights pretty quickly. So I definitely recommend the stackable option if you're looking to get kettlebells or dumbbells for the house. And the final piece of equipment that I'm going to recommend, which is going to be kind of like a bonus or like an option or completely optional. I don't think you need this piece of equipment when you're first getting started at all, but it's a nice have, is a bench and an adjustable bench. Having an adjustable bench is going to allow you to do lots of upper body exercises and lower body exercises as well. So you can vary the degrees at which you are doing those exercises, which is great for exercise variety. It's great for hitting your muscle groups from different angles. It's great for overall holistic training. So the option that I found online, I don't own this piece of equipment, but I read the reviews and I compared it to other pieces of equipment out there, is a brand called Flybird. So they have an adjustable bench on Amazon that has 7 different adjustment points for the back support, like the back support of that bench. And it has 3 different adjustment points for the actual seat portion of that bench. That's great for, again, exercise variety, for switching up your exercises, hitting your muscle groups at different angles. It's a great option. Again, this is definitely an optional piece of equipment. I don't think you need it to get started, but it is a nice have if you're in the market for a new bench. All right, that is going to be it for the pieces of equipment. That was pretty short, right? I don't think you need a lot to get started with home workouts. You definitely don't, especially if you're just getting started with weightlifting. These are the bare bones basics of what I recommend for getting started lifting at home or getting started building a home gym. Even everything that I recommended today, I don't think you need everything. I think home workouts are great for beginners. I also think they're a great option if you can't make it to the gym a certain day. Sometimes having equipment at home is going to make it so much easier for you to get your training in. So I definitely recommend investing in some equipment if you're looking to take your fitness to the next level and reach your fitness goals. So be sure to grab that resource guide below. I've linked everything that I talked about today, again, as an option and a recommendation for you. Some of them are going to be affiliate links, which just means that I'm going to get a small commission if you do decide to invest in some of the equipment at no cost to you. But again, it's all linked right there for you, so you can pick and choose which pieces of equipment are best for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you're on the podcast, thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like this video and consider subscribing either to my show on YouTube or the podcast, wherever you're listening to this podcast. It would mean a great deal to me. It helps my channel. It helps my podcast out a whole lot. Thank you again, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.